comes across over your head. Okay? Now, we'll hold on to that for a second. We're going to take our left foot, cross step behind the right leg. Good. Now we do that together. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3. Hands come up in front. Tee off in front. Back to the side. And bow. Excellent. Good. Okay, so let's go right leg back in our fighting stance. So feet together, okay? Step straight back with your right foot. There we go. Now pivot your feet so you're in the heel-toe position. So from the heel of the back foot to the toe of the front foot is a straight line there, okay? All right, so again, step back 1 and 2. Good. And we'll just put our hands up here for now. All right, so let's work on our snap kick. Ready? From that position, your right leg back position. Ready, and go. Good. Again, ready, kick. Good. Again, ready, kick. Good. Push that foot off the ground. The more you push, the faster that kick's going to come up, right? Again, ready, kick. Watch it, you're not cheating your stance. So if your knee is in here like that, you're cheating your stance. Cheating your stance makes your kick slower. It feels like it's going to be faster because you're like getting that foot closer or something, right? But it makes it slower because you can't get the push off the ground to accelerate the kick. All right, so push that back knee out. Yeah, like that. Okay, so push out hard and then roll it over that ball of that foot. So in your kick, think about from the knees out position, as you start it, you roll, the pressure is kind of flat on the foot, but pushing out, and you roll across till it gets onto the ball, and then finally onto the tip of the big toe. Just kind of do that little roll down there. Okay. In fact, I'll give you a little exercise for this. So go ahead and push your knees out. Now push against my hand. Okay. There you go. And push it up. And now, there you go. But feel how you started your body and it left it behind. Mr. Ray, can you come here for a second? Can you put your hand, give me pressure against that foot. Now look at the difference. See how I stays here, and I'm going to push up and just maximizing using that calf muscle. Now there's a difference. Hold on first. Stay there for a second. If you let it collapse and then try that, that's not going to work, right? But see how it rolls and it points the knee in the direction that I want. So I'm really using the calf and those. So again, push it up. If it's done correctly, now it's got. Can you stop that? Okay. Now it's got all kinds of power. Right? Make sense? So go ahead and get with your partner and do that little exercise. Put it inside of the knee and on kind of on top, pushing down and back. Okay? So go ahead and pair it up. Mr. Pena, why don't you work with Mr. Zhang there. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, just get in your fighting stance. The other person just puts their hand there. Okay? You guys could actually face in different directions, and he could hold 2. Okay? There we go. Good. So you moved your body first, huh? You want to try and keep this absolutely perfectly still as you do this, right? There you go. Now, you don't want it to fall in. You want it to push up. Push up. All right, there you go. Good. Now look forward, Nicole. Look that way. Good. Now feel how you're doing this. You're kind of jerking with the body. You want to keep this perfectly still. Look straight forward, right? And then just isolate those muscles down there. That's better. Now try and get that knee to point up and forward. It might be a little bit wide for you. Just bring that stance in a little bit. There you go. Good. Now push your knees out. And make sure the back heel is pointed out. See if the back heel is not pointed out. So, you guys, listen up here. If you're in a fighting stance, hold on this for a second, right? So if you're in a fighting stance and this is turned, say it's turned out, can I use the right muscles? No. If it's at 90 degrees, can I use the right muscles? No. If it's at 89 degrees, can I use the right muscles? Yes. At a perfect square, it's not going to happen. It's going to collapse. Inside of that, yeah. 89 is like really on the limit, right? That's pushing it. About 70 degrees, somewhere in there. Now we can really use them well, right? So you got to start here with that back foot turned into the fight. Everybody's a little bit different as far as how far their back foot turns in the fight, right? But it's got to be inside of 90 degrees. Got it? Okay. All right, go ahead. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, that's what I'm doing. All right, so just hold his knee there and get him to try and feel it there. Okay, so your foot's turned out a little bit. See this angles here? Yeah, there. Just if you can get it even more, now push your knee out. There you go. So you maximize. You feel that calf muscle start to work, right?
Yeah.
That's what you want. That's where it comes from. Okay. There you go. Changes it, right? Okay, because it changes your intent. Now try not to do this. You want to keep this absolutely perfectly still, with no motion at all. Just isolate that muscle down there. Now, if you're looking down, Mr. Pena, you're not going to have it. So you got to see how you got a little bend in there. So you got to straighten this up here, so your rear is underneath you. Look straight forward and bend your knees. There you go, and isolate just that calf muscle and the toe muscles down there. Feel how you got a little motion up here? Try and keep it relaxed and still, okay? All right. Did you guys switch back and forth here?
Yes.
Yeah. Grab it this way. Yeah, put some pressure on it. Like stand over here and like pull on it. Put some pressure on it a little bit differently. See how your foot's straight?
Yeah.
You got to turn it in or else you can't use the right muscles. Now push it up. That's better. Now try and get it to go more that way, not that way, right? So to get it to go straight, you got to let that roll here. Better, but now your head, if you're looking at it with it, it doesn't work. Look that way, keep your upper body perfectly still, and just get that muscle down there working. Which way is your knee pointed? That way. That's where you want to point it. That way. Yeah, so it's gotta point forward as you get going here. Right? Good, it should. Because how big is your calf muscle? Right? That's a lot of power in that calf muscle. So yeah, they shouldn't be able to hold that, right? Good. Okay, did you guys all trade back and forth?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and line back up now. All right, so in your snap kick, that's the first motion. If you can isolate that push off the ground, then it gets it going much faster, right? Think about those muscles and even the tip of your toe leaving the ground, that it's pushing as it leaves the ground, not pulling. If you're not doing that, you're using your hip flexor muscle, right? Your hip flexor muscle's in there. It's about that big around. It pulls. It's not very strong. How big's your calf muscle? About that big around. So volume-wise, it's probably like 30 times bigger, right? 40 times bigger, something like that. It'll work a whole bunch better. Okay? All right, so again, right leg back in your fighting stance. Now try that kick and isolate. Think about those muscles, how they're working as you push off the ground. Knees out, don't cheat it, because if you're cheating it, is that muscle going to work? No, you're going to push out so I can get that push and get that push off the ground. Okay? All right. Ready? And kick. Good. Again, ready? Kick. Let your supporting foot pivot. You just can't let it pivot early. Okay? It's got to stay there until the knee starts to get up, and then it can pivot towards the end. That's okay. But just not early. All right? Again, ready? Push your knees out. That's it. Ready? Kick. Good. A little more fire. Push it. See, you got that trained in, huh?
I do.
You got that trained in. I'm going to cheat that a little bit, huh? Okay? You'll be much faster, and you'll be a whole lot harder to see move if you start from that right stance. Okay? All right. Again. Ready? Kick. Good. Okay. We're going to stay in that stance, and all we're going to do, you know what? We're going to do it from the other side, though. Okay? Now we're going to do it from this side. This is good. Okay, from this, all we're going to do is a heel palm forward. So from a horse stance to a hard bow, what do you do? To get from a horse stance to a hard bow, what do you do? What do you do there? Straighten your leg, yeah, okay? The back leg, now here's the same rule. Do we have a different stance, fighting stance for when we're going to do a snap kick or when we're going to do a punch? No, that wouldn't make sense at all, would it? Okay? So this is still pointed in. We're still pushing out, right? All of that, right? So we're here in our fighting stance. We're going to do a heel palm. We're going to straighten the back leg. Now, you notice there's a little bit of a bind there, right? So it's okay to take a little step with that front leg. That step is going to go forward and slightly to the side. Not enough that it opens up our center. We still want it here, but we can take that drive right there, okay? All right, so heel palm, right leg back, fighting stance, heel palm to a hard bow. Ready? And go. So heel palm just means we're hitting this part of the hand here. Fingers are a little bit bent so that they're safe there, okay? Again, right leg back, and go. Good. And again, ready? Go. Good. Okay, so here's what I want you to do. I want you to start your heel palm out there, get it ahead. Now I want you to push me back. There you go. Turn your hips all the way through, again. Good. So completing the hard bow, this, not quite complete, is it? Here, lock out the knee, push your heel into the ground like you're trying to move the earth back. Straighten the back. Now resist. Is it better? Yes. Good. Now lift your head up and look straight forward. Is it better? Yes. Okay. By making those little micro adjustments, it makes it much stronger, right? So you want to think about, here's what the key to it is, don't think about trying to create force going forward. Okay? Don't try to think about punching and using your shoulders. Forget that. Think about trying to move the earth in the other direction. Okay? Try to push the earth back that way. Make sense? Okay? And try to use your opponent to push the earth back. Okay? In your mind. Got it? Okay? So we'll pair up here, and he's going to give me some resistance there. I'm going to think about pushing into the ground. I forget about pushing into him. Got it? Okay, go ahead and try that. So, Mr. Pena, you go first because you've done it before, so that gives him a chance to kind of see what's going on. So you go right leg back, and then Mr. Langley, you come on over here, and you'll give him resistance there. There you go. Good. Keep that head up a little bit more. All right. Good. Now what you want to do, see how your hips stayed here. Okay, so guys, listen up. If you're doing this and your hips are staying in the same place, you didn't move your center line, right? Moving your center line is part of power. Okay, in this case, you get power from two things. What are those two things? Okay, right, but how can we break drive down into two separate things? Right, okay. Well, basically, you could think there's, yes, turning the hips is one. Turn is one of those power sources, right? Because that's be pushing into the ground. Okay? What about shift of center line? Is that another power source? So my center line moves forward. So could I do this and get to a hard bow and just turn and not move forward? I could potentially do it. Would it have the maximum amount of power? No. Okay? By both turning and shifting our center line forward, now we have both two power sources. We're not restricting our power with the front foot, because if I'm just turning, which direction is this foot pushing? This foot's pushing that way. That foot's pushing that way. So I'm not really maximizing my power, am I? Does that make sense? So I don't want to push backwards with this foot. I want to go ahead and let that go soft. So I'm shifting my and soft or float, right? So I'm shifting my center line forward. Does that make sense? Okay, so try it again, because that's a real common problem. If you don't, then you tend to use your shoulders and stuff like that instead of the legs. Okay, start square. Backs, yeah, you want to lean into that. Go ahead. Now start that weapon first. Good. Much better. Weapon got a little tiny behind, but it was a whole bunch stronger, right? If you do the same thing you just did and keep the weapon ahead, then you'll have alignment and the shift of center line and power, right? Okay, go ahead, do it again. So bring this, yeah, bring that elbow down. There, relax the shoulders. Good, and you're pretty aligned there. Now push. That was better, wasn't it? Much stronger, huh? You feel the difference?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Alignment means that all the bones line up with each other down into the ground. So you're not so much using your muscles as that alignment to reinforce. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, go ahead. Yeah, so when your elbow is pointed out like that, you don't quite have as much alignment as you could, huh? Because it kind of gives. But if it's underneath, then it's aligned. It goes. You can see it. Can you see that what I'm talking about? Right? This, all the lines go down through that leg. But if this is turned this way, there's no line, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so alignment is, you can kind of see how the bones line up through the body. Make sense? Okay, good. Head up. Good, now, so the weapon is a little bit behind. Right? Okay, I'll give you guys a little tip on your weapon here. So when you have weapons that are starting across your body like this, that are in the same plane as your body this way, if you start turning your shoulders here, is there anything behind this to reinforce it? No, there's no alignment there, right? Okay, so to get it right, think about, everybody go ahead and get your horse where you are. And how far can you extend your arm before your shoulder doesn't go anymore? Okay? Okay, get to that point. That's when you turn. If you turn before that point, this is behind. Make sense? So what you want to do, like say you're firing a punch or something like this, right? Now, when it's relaxed, look, if I'm just pushing it there, it goes that far, right? If I relax, does it go farther? Yeah, if I fire it, I get a whole bunch more extension out of that, right? So in that area between here and the area where when I did it relaxed, that's when my body starts to turn. That makes sense? So the weapon is out ahead there. Can you see the timing of that? Here. When does the body turn? Yeah, it's way out there, right? So when you start to feel this bind in the shoulder, how do you release the bind? By turning, releases the bind. So don't turn until you get to that point. Does that make sense? So when you're doing it slow, just kind of find it and go. When you're doing it fast, it feels like it pulls you. Right? All right, so that timing will give you alignment. You guys have constantly heard weapon before body, right? Now you know how much weapon before body in that type of weapon, right? Okay, go ahead. Just be his bad guy for now. You don't need to instruct him. Okay? So, yeah, actually you want to move this foot over here a little farther. So from heel to the toe to him is a line. Okay, and you can go ahead and use you're on the lines now. That's just fine. It's kind of a little there. Now start your weapon. Head up. There you go. Extend that out. Look that way. There you go. Now turn. Now this, see how that leg is pushing backwards? So you want that front knee to bend. And you can even step with it, it's fine too. Yeah, that's fine. So it has, because you want everything going this way, right? Okay. All right, good. There you go. Good. Now that's better, but now we have center line. An imaginary pull through your body. If you lean your head forward, you lose it. So you want to keep this perfectly straight so your body moves as one unit. Does that make sense? Rather than the head and everything independently from each other. A lot to think about. Yeah. Lock it out. Good. So, okay. Mr. Carley, what did you learn last at Orange Boat Cross? Demonstration. There you go. Okay. Janae, Mr. Carley, you guys come over here. Mr. Dorland, take them. Review rising knee a little, and then go into three hands of China. Okay? All right. Once you guys come on over here, I want to split the group up here. So, Mr. Langley, you guys come over on this mat area, and then these guys we're kicking them out. So you can hang out with us, okay? All right. So do that a few more times, what you're doing. Okay, to push back and forth before we go on. That was pretty good. Okay, do that again. Now remember, the back foot, you want it turned in a little bit. Otherwise, when you turn, that knee starts to collapse, right? So you turned in, then it's aligned. Okay, push your knees out. You have a good stance there. There you go. Look that way. Good. Now start the weapon first, and then turn into it. Right. Keep that heel down. Yeah, because that's your force, right? Think about, if you were gonna, brace up the wall, you want that brace hit into the ground strong, right? Yeah, when you start to pick it up, yeah, it's just gonna put you back down. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There you go, good. Oops. Okay, don't lean into it. Shift the hip in. Here, shift the whole body. Feel that? Yeah. Feel how when you get that hip coming in and with the shoulder, then you become strong, right? Yeah, there you go. Turn your hip a little more. Okay, but when you turn your hip, don't push this hip back. Push that hip forward. Feel the difference? Got stronger, huh? You can feel it, huh? There you go. Head up. Good center line. Right. Good. Okay. Huh? Okay. Can you feel it stronger when I get you in the right position? Mm-hmm. Come on, get this hip underneath. There you go.
It should burn.
It is. Okay, now don't lean into that, right? Do it again. Okay, good. Yeah, just a little bit more like that. Feel the difference? Push on that. Here. There. There you go. Go ahead, push hard on that. Feel it?
Yeah.
There, you got to keep that aligned. Got it? And you can bend this a little bit more. That'll make you strong. Head up. There you go. Got it? Got easier, huh? Yeah. Yeah, that's getting better. Feel it? Right on. Good. Let me go check Mr. Jurosis here, and then we'll move on. How are we doing? Yeah, what you want to do is get this a little bit more extended before you start your turn, okay? Because it feels a little behind. Okay, do it again. But push that out as far as you can without any motion in your hips. Keep pushing it out there. Good. Now keep the pressure on as you turn your hips. That was pretty good. You brought the heel up, but the start was stronger. Did you feel it? Yeah. Do it again. There, that one was actually good. Feel it? Yeah. Good. Getting better. Now soften the front leg a little bit. So let your weight shift into that, okay? Right. But keep the back heel heavy. Okay? Yeah. Like you're pushing on the earth, right? That's it. Good. Okay, you guys got that? All right, salute your partner, line back up. All right, so earlier we worked on our snap kick from right leg back, right? Let's go ahead and do our snap kick from neutral. From right here, we're going to push off the ground, do our snap kick. Our hands come up in exactly the same position, okay? So, from neutral, push off the ground, and snap kick. Ready? Go. Good, again. Now you want to keep that nice and tight. So if somebody's really close to you, threatening you here, yeah, you can fit that in. That's good. Good, Nicole. All right, again. Ready? And go. Good. That's good. As a matter of fact, pair up and go ahead and stand close to each other. Make sure you can get that kick in the groin. Shiva Liz probably did not warn you to get a cup, did you? Did, but okay, don't kick him in the groin. Okay? But you can kick him in the groin. He's got a cup. Okay? We'll give you a little leeway. Okay, so guys, okay, now let's talk about this here for a second, right? Say you're learning, go to face the front. Say you've done, you're set up to inward defense or something like that. Actually, this is a situation. If I'm here in this distance from Mr. Gerosis, and I were to fire a punch or something, could you block that? I mean, assuming I wasn't like me, I was just some guy up the street. Could you block a punch from there? So Mr. Ray's really fast, okay, right? And I'm just throwing it like a street fighter, right? You're not gonna get it, are you? Okay, and I'm not throwing it fast. I'm just kind of swinging it up there. If I really put it in there off of the hip, right? Are you gonna block that? No, your hands down, no way. Okay, okay. You don't have reaction time from that distance. This weapon can get there faster than you can react to it from that distance, right? So what do you do? Don't let him get in that distance line from you, right? Okay? So if you are in this position where this guy is close to you, he's threatening you, right? And threat could mean lots of things. It could be body language, right? You believe that he has the capability of hurting you, right? You believe his threat is telling the truth. Those are three conditions, right? And he's that close. What do you need to do? Okay, huh? Yeah, well, you have two choices. Okay, well, in general, huh? You change the distance so you can step back, but that might not always be possible, right? Because sometimes stepping back will make you weaker, because if they're coming on you, right? If stepping back is not possible, what's your only choice? Yeah, you got to hit him, okay? Because so the rule of whoever punched first is not really true, right? Okay, so if those three conditions are true, did he assault you without touching you? Yeah, he did. Okay, he did. He told you he's going to hurt you. You believe it to be true. You believe he has the capabilities. You are in an unsafe situation, right? You need to strike first if you can't get farther away. Does that make sense? Because there's no way you can defend yourself from this close. You just can't do it. Okay, hands up, that's different. Okay, different story. If I'm here or this close, I'm in somewhat control of him, so that changes, right? But so in this regard, this guy's gotten in your face, you're gonna snap kick him. Okay? All right, go ahead and get rid of part. Yeah, just do it. I want to make sure that you can get that kick in there. Okay? So when you guys do this, if you lean over, it's hard to get the kick in. You got to keep your shoulders back and your head up to get the hips to be able to get in there, right? Right. Okay? Yeah. And you wouldn't have to be exactly this close. Even like this close would still be okay, because even closer, maybe you would use your hands. Right? Okay? Yeah. There you go. Good. So fighting distance here, if I was this close to Mr. Ray, would I try and do a snap kick to him? No, I use my hands, right? This is, okay, but about here, a little bit out of range, that he's going to see my hands coming. He's not going to see the kick coming, right? So be at the right distance for what we're doing here. Closer would be something with the hands, right? So still close, but not super close, right? Okay, go ahead. Good. Now don't do this first.
Oh, okay.
You're like, oh, and no kung fu. And you do it together. Bring your hands up together. Right. Yeah, just so it's natural, right? Just together. That's good. Uh-huh. Good. There you go. Good. There you go. Good.
His hand's always right here.
Let him do it. That's it. Now, don't look at his groin. Okay. There you go. Hands up. Hands up. There you go. Good. Uh-huh. That's it. Uh-huh. Remember, the same rules apply. Push off the ground. That gets it going. Back stays straight. Gets that kicking. Okay? That was better. Uh-huh. Try to now return it back to neutral before setting it down. Okay? Good. Hey, not bad. Get the knee up a little higher. Yeah, that makes it, if you can get the knee higher, you can kick from closer. Because it makes it fit in there easier. Okay? So, even though what we're doing, you know, when I said this was too close, if you practice from that and can get that kick in, then you can get it in from anywhere. Okay? There you go. Good. Good, good, good. Yep, uh-huh. That's a little bit, yeah, too far, a little bit. Right about there. Right, uh-huh. Get your knee up. Try and get your knee up in here. So, yeah, so that it just snaps out of that. Okay? That was better. Uh-huh. And let it snap. Yeah. It's not a push, it's a snap. Okay? There you go. Good. Okay. You guys kind of got the idea of that? All right. So you kick somebody in the groin, what happens? They bend over, okay? We were talking about this last week, okay? Do not count on kicking somebody in the groin to take them out. It will not, don't assume that weapon is a finish them weapon. It's not, okay? I've seen people get kicked in the groin and it barely phases them. Okay? If you kick somebody too hard in the groin, it phases them very little. Okay? It will the next day, but that doesn't matter for you at the time of when you need to defend yourself, right? The next day, they're going to the hospital. Okay? When things go up inside and swell up and bad things happen. But it doesn't, during the fight, it doesn't help. Okay? A groin kick, a snap kick to the groin, or a pop to the groin in any stuff is a setup weapon. Does that make sense? It's to bring the next weapon in, okay? Because it's not a finishing. It's not going to take them out. Don't expect it to, okay? It will cause a reaction. There's not a guy in the world that will not react to seeing or feeling that coming, right? That's what we want, okay? So in this case, with Mr. Ray, I wanted that reaction, okay? So I get a hold of him, okay? So as he put his head into my hand. I didn't reach for his head, did I? He put his head into my hand, okay? All right, so what we're going to do here is we're going to snap kick, and we're going to bring our hands up, in this case with our right hand slightly higher than your left, right here. It's actually the reverse of the way we usually bring them up, but it's okay. It's not a definite rule because our hips are square, okay? So you usually think of them coming up this way. That's because the stance would be here, okay? But, you know, could you do a front foot snap kick? It's not an absolute set rule, okay? So we can bring our right hand higher than our left in this case when our hips are square, okay? All right, so in this case, we do our snap kick. We bring our right hand right here. Now notice I've got it here about 3/4 extension, right, you know, it's about my throat height right there, okay? That's about where his head's going to go. Okay, so you just bring it up here, and notice when I do this, am I really reaching for his head? No, I didn't have to do anything but close my fingers, right? Now there's going to be some slight variance for height and all that, but you get used to knowing where that head is going to be, okay? Pretty good at it anyway. Nothing's absolute because you might kick him back or things like that, but in general, that's where his head's going, all right? So, again, snap kick, hands come up. Good. Now, all we're going to do is close around that ear. Now, when we grab, I use these. here, all right? So yeah, the thumb doesn't really help you with much in a grab, right? Just makes you weak. But these here, you can grab onto that ear. You can tell I got a strong hold on that ear, huh? Right? Real strong hold on that ear, just like this. Okay? All right, so yeah, kick, grab. Now, what we're going to do from here is turn our hips a little bit this way, and we're going to drive in. We're going to do a side fist here. So a side fist is a pretty easy punch, hitting with these two knuckles straight across the body, just like we were doing the heel palm, just a different weapon there, right? These two right there, this is a line down the bone, so you want to make sure that those bones line up, right? Yeah. So here, snap kick, grab here, and let's just go ahead and drive forward into our hard bow with that side fist. So now in this case, I'm pulling on the ear, and I'm pulling myself into that hard bow. Okay? There you go. Good. Yeah. All right. Okay? Make sure your thumb's not hanging out. Just get it here out, kind of down out of the way. All right? Okay. Again. Ready? And snap kick, grab, punch. So with pulling and driving to your hard bow we worked on, you can create a lot of snap in that punch. All right? There you go. Watch that thumb not sticking up, just kind of out of the way there. Yeah, okay. Go ahead and grab a partner and try that. So remember, drive in. And you want to drive in deep. So when you step, you guys look. Pick up. Nicole here. Okay. So I kick here. When I grab, I want to step through to here. Okay? So through the face, stepping past the body. Got it? Thank you. Okay. Yeah, past. Step past. Okay. It's yeah. As you're stepping past, you're gonna punch. These are kick, punch. Right. Keep a hold of that ear.
Yeah, I'm not actually like pulling your side.
Huh?
Like, I'm kind of doing this from like.
Yeah, grab the ear.
I don't want to actually like.
She'll be fine. Just don't pull it off. Hands up, so they're ready to go, right?
Yeah, I always put my hands up.
Yeah, so you're going to keep them up, grab before you set down, and you punch as you're setting that foot down. Okay? Right. There, that was better.
But then
But stay on, hold on to that ear. Don't let the ear go. Hands up first. Okay? Yeah. He bends over. Now it's easy to grab, right? Now make sure you're driving in to your bow. Right. Okay? Step on the other side of him. Kick. Good. Don't lean in. There you go. So back straight. Remember, your face is not a weapon. Kick. Yeah, feel the urge to lean in from. You want to keep those shoulders back and straight, and then you're going to shift in with center line. Head up, right. Turn the side fist this way. Because you want to hit, yeah, so if you look here, see how these run down that bone there. If it's out here, that's going to fold, or the other way it'll fold, but here you line it with the bone, and then feel it strong down there. Now you know why no earrings, huh? There you go. Now you want to punch before you set in. So you're going to kick, grab, punch as you set in. Grab, punch as you set. Right. Yes. Got it? Kick. Bend over. There you go. Now try to punch before you set the foot down. Okay? Yeah, you punch and then set. Okay?
Hard bow will punch, right?
Yes, a hard bow. Kick, grab, punch. Good. Now you want to step past him over here. So you're going to step out here deep. The hard bow we were just working on?
Yeah.
Same thing. We're going to be driving to that hard bow. Okay? Try to punch first, then step. A lot to think about, huh?
Yeah, there is.
It's all right. Kick, jab, step. There you go. Good. Yeah, it totally
Right after you start.
and that's how this stuff is. It totally re-coordinates your body. So it takes slowing down to match the processor speed. There you go. Good.
Almost there.
Not bad. Not bad. There you go. You know what? I would rather have you go here and not hit him than over here, because you're training in missing there. You at least go here.
So you just like kind of graze.
No, you don't want to graze him. You want to. This is a square punch right in the face. Okay.
Place it for practice, though, like
Huh?
place it for practice, don't like this.
No, because if you're doing that too much, you're building it in. Yeah, now here, yeah, punch him in the face. There you go. Good. So you got to train it in your body. Now for power, what you want to do is figure out a way to do this on the bags and stuff, so that you. Yeah. So here you're practicing to understand where the body is. Then you grab the bags to work on power, do it in the air to work on snap and speed and stuff like that. So, but you work on them all separately, right? Good. Remember that back leg is going to lock out, front knee's going to be bent. Good. Okay, good. So, you guys still got a hold of the ear, right? All right, so you kick him, you grab, you punch, pulling yourself in, right? You drive through this. Now, can I turn my hip back and do it again? Absolutely, right? Now hold on to that ear as we do it, and I'm letting loose so I don't cut in there. Okay, but from here, snap, snap. We can get a couple of punches in there, right? Okay, so go ahead and put that in. All right, we'll stay with your partner there for a second and try. There you go. That's it. Yeah, so that cheek is a good target. Right there in the cheek, right?
Right here?
Yeah. Because it's going to want to turn that way anyway.
Oh, that's right.
Right?
God.
Yeah. Or right across, yeah. Oh, yeah. So that's a great target right there, huh? That way you're not hitting teeth and stuff like that and cutting your hands.
Right.
You could. You're kind of, yeah, you're okay to hit. As long as you get those knuckles lined up, you're fine. Yeah, mouth's not good though.
Yeah.
You get infections and you lose your hand and you can die and stuff. It's bad. Good. Yeah, so turn your hips back and back in. Turn, 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 turn. Yep, Oh, washing machine. Turn the hips. Yeah, there you go. Now you can, yeah, and you can push and pull, right? Right. Good. That's it. Don't pull it to the side though. Pull it straight towards you. Right. Right here.
So when one goes in, the other comes out.
Yeah. Little pistons, right?
Like you're getting your power from pulling these.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah. Try not to pull it to the side though.
Nicole, why'd you step? Step your foot back. I'm stepping on
But pull her straight towards your chest here. Right. And then you can hit in the cheek. The other cheek. Other cheek. This cheek. Yeah. Yeah, because look, if you pull here, see how that becomes exposed?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Okay. Still.
No, the other cheek. Yeah, there you go. But keep your elbow down here. So these are like pistons. Boom. Here. Okay. Straight. See how they're straight lines this way, pistons? Okay. Yeah, no hooks. Okay. All right. You guys got that a little bit? Okay, salute your partner and face the front. So you're thinking about those punches as just straight pistons, right? Just turn piston, not around in hooks. Straight lines, back, straight line, back, right? Use those hips. Okay, so let's do that in the air. Okay, so we're going to go snap kick, punch as we set in, drive back, punch again. Good. And we can put another one in there if we wanted to, right? Good. Okay? Yeah. All right. So do that again. Do that real slow. Ready? And go. That's it. Good. So keep that not elbow out, elbow down. Yeah, this elbow, the punching elbow, right? Remember when you guys were working the heel palm? Oh, we kept that elbow down, and if it went out here, it got weak. Okay, the punch is the same, right? Same thing. The only difference is a different hand weapon. But everything else is the same. Okay? All right. And again, real slow. Ready? And go. Not around. Straight, 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 straight. Yeah, uh-huh. We're going to have to work some drills to get you guys going in straight lines with those. We'll do that on Thursday. All right, we're going to close it up. So remember our salute. Circle. We'll help you with it. There you go. Good. Hey, good job. Excellent. Good. So Mr. Ray first, and then you guys could come through last there, Mr. Langley. Excellent. Excellent. You shake with both hands, so right here, look in the eye. Good. Same thing. All the way. Good. All right, good. Let's stand right here. So we'll tune that up next time, but you guys work on those pistons, all right?